Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. Time for 2 more meals that I'm going to make up for my kids for Christmas. Now, I still don't have my printer, so I've just written the directions on the outside. I'm sure they all know what to do, but just for whatever's sake. I ordered some milk crates, and I'm going to put them in there so that they have those. There's 2 other things I want to do. But one, I need to can something for it, and the other one, I have everything, but I couldn't find the thing that you put on top to suction all the air out of the jar. So I don't know if it accidentally got tossed or it's just somewhere. I don't know, and I want to use that too. So there's 2 more things that I want to do, so there should be 5 meals altogether. And I was just sitting here thinking, you know, we prepare these things for, you know, whether it's your kids or yourself or for food banks or, you know, whatever it happens to be. But like this week, for instance, you know, last week Tom was off. He got paid for Thanksgiving and he used up 3 hours of his PTO that he had, and he got a $100 check. What do you do with $100? You know what I mean? It's not much. So, you know, these things like this that you can prepare ahead of time, not only for gifts and for food banks and stuff like that, but that also could help you in the future, especially during the holidays when you get days off that you're not being paid for or whatever. It could really help you out then too. So I'm going to make 2 of them today, and hopefully the kids like them. Hopefully they use them. You know what I mean? So the first thing I'm going to do is cheesy chili mac, and on here I just put prepare mac and cheese, add chili, heat and serve. Veggies on the side. Now, if you are doing these for like food banks, or if you are doing them for, you know, shelf-stable foods, whatever, that you can just pick up, you want to make sure you don't have to add milk and butter and, you know, all that good stuff, because what if the people, like at the food banks that pick those up, don't have that stuff? I think we often forget that it's in our heart to do so many good things, but what happens if they don't have the essentials to make it? So make them as shelf stable and accessible as you can. So now the only thing that's going to have to be added to this is just water. Okay. And the one year I did it, I actually added a bottle of water to them too. So I bought the deluxe mac and cheese. And then I got just the store brand chili. And then for on the side, I got cans of corn. And you can put whatever vegetables you want in there. That's up to you. But usually corn and green beans, people usually like those. Not so many people always like peas. I do. I love peas, but not everybody does. And I mean, I hope they do use these, and I hope they like them. You never know with your kids what they're going to do and not do, so hopefully they do. And if they don't think they use them, hopefully they can, you know, donate them to somebody that would. Because I think that's important too. But this way, this one, the only thing, like I say, that has to be added is just the water. And these kids nowadays always have bottled water. That one was pretty simple, wasn't it? Cheesy chili mac. All right, let me set up for the next one, and I'll be right back. I just got to thinking I should have ordered one more fettuccine, because I do have an Alfredo, and I ordered a 4-pack of the chicken breast, so I could have made one for me and Tom too. So what was I thinking? Anyway, so I'm making chicken Alfredo, and it says cook noodles, drain, add chicken and sauce, heat and eat, veggies on the side. So we are going to put in there fettuccine noodles. this one should be an adventure. And some Alfredo sauce. And then we're going to put in a can of chicken. And this time I picked green beans. I almost think I should have done it this way, maybe. If it'll fit that way, let's see. It doesn't quite fit that way. And you don't want to puncture the bag, so we'll just let it be that way for now. Get as much air out of there as you can. Hopefully they use these. I think they're going to be great. Like I say, I should have ordered another fettuccine, but you know, I can also do that with spaghetti. Let's see if I put that in there first. Ha ha ha. It works if I put it in there first. I'll repack that one when I get off video. And then we have the Alfredo sauce and the chicken and the green beans. Which will have to lay like that. So it's half a dozen one, one the other. If you lay this down, then that doesn't fit. You never know till you try it, right? However you fit them in there, it works, right? That's how it works. And you know, maybe they'll want to add something else to it or make it something different, you know? I could have made that for me and Tom. But I put all my spaghetti, I seal them up and everything, so. Sorry about that. I had to clear my phone. It was like ticking down on time and we're about to run out of time. I'm like, oops, better fix that. So I fixed that other bag. So there we have the chicken Alfredo. So there are 2 meals that are completely shelf stable and they will last for a long time, so they don't have to rush about getting them used up. And like I say, I'm going to put all these in, you know, the old-fashioned milk crates. I got a good deal on them at Walmart. So I have 4 coming. And then I have the bushel baskets that I'll be putting in, you know, like the can things that I'm going to make for them. So I do have 1 more, but like I say, I got to can something for that one. And then the other one was a special request from my friend Olivia. And I'm just waiting for the air suction outer. You don't need to have that, but I don't know how quick they'd use it up. So I want to make sure that it stays nice and fresh. Because I'm going to have to use dehydrated stuff with that one. So I want it to stay super fresh. So, you know, whether you're preparing it for yourselves, for your family, for gifts, or for the food pantry, or whatever it happens to be, you know, I mean, honestly, like I used to take Jack to the food pantry or the food bank, and so much of that stuff is, you know, things that need butter or milk or, you know, whatever it happens to be. And, you know, for a lot of people, that's really hard. Now, this one's going to need water because it's got to be boiled, the noodles do. But you don't have to add cheese, milk, anything like that, so it's easier to use if they don't have much. You know what I mean? So, and, you know, yeah, I could have gotten regular mac and cheese. It'd have been cheaper. But you know what? It's ready to go. And if you're doing things like this for your kids, if they work the amount of hours that I know most of these kids are working nowadays, you know, if you can cut them some slack that they just got to grab a bag, boil some noodles, mix it together, and dinner's done, especially if they got kids. That's a good thing. So this year I just wanted to do something different because, like I said, not that I don't think my kids can afford their groceries, because I know they can. But just so that, you know, it can maybe take a little bit of stress off of them. And like when you run out of your PTO time, you know, like Courtney won't have PTO for Christmas. Tom hasn't taken up, he didn't take off any time except for, you know, when we took the boys out on a date or something. But when you have kids, your PTO gets used up. You know, they get sick. School's off, daycare's sick, whatever. I do try to help them with that. If daycare's sick, then I just take the kids. You know, but there's other times they get called home or, you know, whatever, and they try to take turns. But I remember those days, and those of you that are parents, you understand those days that, you know, you had no choice. And when they were really sick, they didn't want to bring them around anybody, which I'm glad, because I catch everything that they get. I think the sniveling right now is actually from them, but, and Tom's really kind of congested too, but that's okay. That's okay. Like I told my son, I said, you know, I survived through you guys. And I mean, the youngest one, he had croup, RSV. Oh my gosh, you guys, when I caught the RSV from him, it put me dead for a day. My ex-husband was fine. He stayed home that night to take care of me and the kids. He went back to work the next day, and the following day he got nailed. And it was just like he was... So, you know, and thankfully, like when they got the flu, for some reason, I've only had the flu once in my life, and that was a couple of years ago. I never caught the flu. Nothing from them like that. So I was, yeah. When I did get flu for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to kill me. All right, so second time Tom was calling in. He went to go, when they sold us the car, they only gave us one fob. And to get a fob and have it programmed through the dealership would have been $400. So I went on Amazon. I got a fob on sale for 21 bucks. And the lady goes, you know, if the programming doesn't work, we'd still keep the money. And I'm like, okay, because they charge $85 to program it. So Tom just called me. He just left Sundance. And he says, the guy said, that one works so easy. He goes, it programmed the first time. I'm like, phew. Because Tom loses keys, wallets. He doesn't lose them forever, but you know what I'm saying. He misplaces them all the time. So to not have another fob is just not a good idea with him. So anyways, I've been just gabbing on. So 2 more meals. So they've got 3 so far. I hope you like the ideas. And if you're going to use them, let me know in the description below. But I think, you know, it's not just for money. It's, you know, like someone said, it's like having a taste of home. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing too. So I'm going to get this video up, and you guys let me know what you think about the ideas that I had. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing, and I'll see you at supper.